Shalom, let us give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rukal, Kodash, Brakatah, double honors to the apostles, the great millstone, salutation to the brothers, the teaching truth and sincerity. This the Lord battles. I'm trying to go over the battles of the Bible, because the Bible speaks about fighting and prevailing. Our number one modern day enemy is the so-called white man, which is their biblical nationality. Is Edomites. Come from a man named Esau. He was red, and the so-called white people are not white; they're red. They have leprous skin. All right, so this is what that's our fight. That's our number one enemy, man. And the rest of the heathen nations, they are our enemy as well. I'm gonna go under the battle of Numbers 21. Think about the Bible, you gotta understand that the Bible jumps. The last battle I did was number 14, where Moses couldn't enter to the land, but there's still things that we did under, still battles that happen, and there's still situations that have to be spoken of, still laws that still have to be written down. So this number 21:1, and when King Arab the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tales that Israel came by the way of the spies, then fought against against Israel and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hands, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord hearkened unto the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities, and called the name of the place Hamath. So the Canaanites, they were our number. They are top enemy of the Lord too. That's how you know everyone's not going to be saved. All throughout the Bible, all through the time of they had to wander around in the wilderness. It was still things that was going on in Moses. The time that we was going to the promised land, we had to fight throughout that whole season. The Canaanites was one of the nations that constantly gave us try to put hell on us. Excuse me. This is not the time for kids, brother. That's all I gotta say. All right, so Canaan was one of our number one enemies, man. All right, let me get this in the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis 9, and Canaan was one of the three sons of Ham. Modern day, cause they call the so-called blacks Africans. Well, we're not Africans. Ham is which means Ham is the true African. The people that live in Africa, those dark, skinny, weird-looking people, they are the real Africans. They are they are of a different race. So this is Genesis 9:25. It say, and he said, cursed be Canaan, a servant of a servant shall he be unto his brothers. He gonna be the lowest of the lowest in the kingdom of heaven. He gonna be getting fucked up, man. So he is the enemy, and he gave us trouble. The nation of the nation, that African nation who black people love so much, who black people want to go to Africa so goddamn much. It was a point of time where they, even to this day, they hate y'all fucking guts, man. You talk to a real African, they want no association with the American Negro, man. All right, they hate to be associated with them, with y'all. All right, that's why we're Hebrew Israelite. That's why we don't claim that we're African and don't want to go to Africa, man. Even though the shit, we gonna take over that land as well, just like we did in this time. All right. Let me keep reading on because it's nothing but battles in this whole chapter here. Then it say, and they journeyed from Mount Horeb by the way of the Red Sea. So I just made a point that that's a curse of Cain, because curse is one of the first natural homosexuals, man. He looked upon his father nakedness when Noah delivered his whole, delivered his fucking ungrateful ass from the flood and his sons and wives. And Noah, and Noah, he wanted to get a drink or two um, in his own home, which is not unlawful. He got drunk, which is lawful because you in your own home. You can get drunk as you want in your own home. It's your goddamn house. You can run around there and you can drink naked as a mother. It don't matter. That's your goddamn house. That's your privacy. No, we ain't condoning that. To do that in public. You know. All right, I'm gonna keep going, man. That's what happens when you start preaching the word. The spirit is rising up. So shit is waking up. Numbers 21 and 5. It said the people spake against God, against Moses. Wherefore have no, verse 4. And they journeyed from the Mount Horeb by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the souls of the people was much discouraged because of the way. Now I'm gonna skip this part, right? But that's when Israel started bitching again, and the Lord sent the serpent to fuck them up. A lot of them died, but let's get back to these Hamites. And it said, and Israel sent ambassador unto Sihon, the king of the Amorite, saying, this once again, Hamites, because that's why it was called the land of Canaan. Canaan, a lot of Hamites is in the Middle East, man. So it was them motherfuckers was like rats, man. That was every goddamn word. And Moses had order, man. Moses really didn't want to go to war with a war. Or Moses understood he understood order. Like he was real. And I'm gonna read it in the book of Josephus, some secular history on this battle. But I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read the first. But I'm gonna give a precept though. It's let me get to Ecclesiastes. Salakia. Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus 46 and 5. It say, he called upon the Most High. He called upon the Most High Lord when the enemy pressed upon him on every side, and the great Lord heard him. And that's what happened, man. When Moses was a spiritual man, he always called upon the Most High before he did anything. Even you read the first verse, it talks about how Moses was an honorable man, and he did everything. Basically, he was obedient man, even though he didn't, make it to the promised land, but he saw it and he led the righteous man there, man. Joshua, Caleb, so Moses was a very spiritual man. All right. Just give you that side note there. So let's go back. So now let's go back to the battle, because a lot of people like to claim to be Hamites. Hamites gave us all type of fucking hell, man. Curse be Canaan, man. Goddamn fucking piece of shit, nasty fucking booty scratcher Africans, man. Fuck them. Let number 21. Let me pass through thy land. We will not turn into the field or into the vineyard. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we be past thy borders. So that means Moses didn't want no. Moses did not want to have a fight. Even just you actually speculated what he's saying there. He's saying everything he doing to avoid a fight. He didn't even want to go to fight with you weak ass Africans, man. That shows you integrity. That shows you right there. You shouldn't go out on the highways and byways looking for a fight. You should actually do exactly what Moses saying. He said, look, man. He said, look, we ain't gonna fuck with your food, your field. He said, look, we ain't gonna mess with your vineyard. Look, we ain't gonna drink of your waters. If we happen to do drink your water, we gonna pay a price for it. He said, but he said we're gonna go along the King's Highway. The King Highway was a trade route. The King's Highway was a trade route. Okay, it was a trade route. All right, and it's like your brothers. Yeah, so the King's Highway was a trade route. Alright, so like I said, I might have to do might be a 2-part video because there's a lot going on right now. But I'm gonna keep going, and Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his borders, and that shows you that the heathens have a perpetual hatred towards y'all, man. Just like now, there's certain places, whatever city you in, that you just can't go. You know what I'm saying? And so it said, but Sihon gathered his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness and came to Jahaz and fought against Israel, man. And this is what these goddamn fucking Hamites do. That's why you should notice that Hamites, they don't help you when you fall. You know, they real racism towards us. All right. So this is Hamites, man. This is which is the same people that oppressed y'all, that had you on slavery. This in Egypt, all that shit came from Hamites. Hamites is a real wicked ass tribe when you really think about it, man. All right, and that's just what Edomites do. Hamites and Edomites, because he say in Genesis 9:25, he say he's gonna be a servant of a servant. So Esau a servant too, because Jacob, it said the older shall serve the younger brother. We came out second. So Esau, Hamites is the servant unto Esau. Esau and Hamites, they like one. So whatever scripture you get on Edomites, you can pertain that to a goddamn African too, because they feel the same. All these heathens feel the same about the children of Israel. That's why none of these nations tell you that she was an Israelite. What they say, that you a nigga. They said that she was a nigga swinging on trees. That's what they call it. That's what they said. Each last one of them heathen nations. The Arabs ain't tell you shit. The Chinese ain't tell you shit. The so-called white man tell you a goddamn thing. Guess what? The Africans who you fucking niggas think y'all is, they ain't tell you a motherfucking thing. And put it on in layman's term, they sold your fucking ass, man. When them so-called white people, them goddamn Edomites, came to western shores of Africa and various other places in Africa, them goddamn Hamites and Arabs was working together and selling you like motherfucking hot pockets, man, putting stuff in y'all and shit. That's how much these goddamn Africans like you. You fucking ignorant ass fucking niggas. And you know, 2/3, that's why 2/3 of our nation gonna get destroyed for fucking trying to keep loving these other nations. They don't like you. They hate you. That's why they sold you into slavery. It's a difference. They didn't sell their own people. They say blacks sold blacks. Blacks didn't sell blacks. Them goddamn Africans sold you Hebrew Israelites, man. Get this in Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35 and Ezekiel 35 and 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel by force, and of the sword in the time of thy calamities, in the time of their iniquities had an end. Therefore, as I live, said the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. This is talking about the so-called white men, the goddamn Edomites. And this goes to you other nations too. Because y'all all had a hand in our downfall. So since thou not, blood gonna pursue all you nations. Meaning Israelites, we gonna get our payback. And Yahweh Shah gonna be the first one. You know? And Yahweh Shah gonna put all you fucking Hamites in slavery, man. Goddamn stinking fucking Hamites. Y'all stink worse than a fucking white man. You know? So I'm gonna jump back to Numbers 21. So Sion, so we sent messengers, right? And I got a count here in secular history, but in the Josephus, it say this. It said when Moses saw that the Amorites king was disposed to enter upon hostility with them, he thought he ought not to bear that insult, and determined to wean the Hebrews from their indolence, terminating their indolent temper, and prevent the disorder which arose thence. So Moses didn't want to fight. So basically what that's saying is Moses was trying to avoid a fight by all cause, but it was a cause that couldn't be held because the Amorites, the Hamites came at us with swords. And you gotta understand, we had children, wives, cattle, things that we needed. So Numbers 23, and Sion would not suffer Israel to pass through the borders. But Sion gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness, and came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. So that means they came out with swords and knives ready to go to war. When Moses, we see in secular history and even in the Bible, he said it like, look, man, I'm going to go by the king's highway. You won't even notice that I'm basically saying, look, you won't even know that I'm here. Hell, the only reason why you know that I'm here now is because I sent a messenger just letting you know. I ain't want to just sneak in. You know, basically, he was trying to do everything to prevent a fight, man. But it came to us, man. It's and this in secular history. This is the book of Josephus, by the way, is what I'm reading. I got this book for $14. It's a good book. The Apostles of Great Millstone said you can read this. It's a good secular history book. It say this. And prevent the disorder which arose thence, which he led by the occasion of their former sedition, nor indeed were they now thoroughly easy in their minds. He inquired of God whether he would give him leave to fight. Right. So he cried out God, what I'm gonna do? Like, what should I do? Should I fight him or not? Which, when he had done, and God also promised him the victory. So not only was the Lord said he is okay to fight, he promised him the victory. So I'm gonna get this in Exodus, one of my favorite scriptures, Exodus 23. What is it? 23 and 22. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then will I be an enemy unto thy enemies and an adversary unto thy adversary. And that's just what happened. The Lord, Moses was obedient, man, and that's the elect, and the elect, the 1/3 brothers that teaching truth and sincerity, that's got a sincere heart. You be obedient, the Lord is going to deliver you out your situation, out your out whatever hell you're going through, out with any enemy that come against you. The Lord going to destroy him, man. All right, and that's a promise, man. He's gonna be an adversary to all our adversaries, man. All right, so and it say, and Israel took all the cities, and Israel dealt in all the cities of Amorite and Heshbon and all the villages thereof. So, and it just goes to show, I'm not going to read it all, because that's the point, that we took over the Hamite land, man. Well, the so-called Hamite land, man. But I'm going to get this in Psalms 40, and I'm going to get another one after this. I'm going to close. I don't want to make them too long. I know Jake got a short span. Psalms 40 and 1. It say, I wait patiently for the Lord, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me up also out of an horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. And that's what's going on. The Lord is taking us out that fearful spirit and putting us a fearless spirit on us, and to stand strong, man. And because we're gonna prevail against our enemies, man. We're gonna prevail against our enemies, man. All right. That was a good one, but I thought it was something else though too. Oh, here it is. Psalms 140 and 1. He said, "Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man." We know that's first and foremost talking about the so-called white men, the Edomites, but evil men, the evil nations, the Hamites too, man. All these nations gonna come up against us, man. If they which imagine mischief in their hearts, continually are they gathered together for war. That was going on. We live in a time for World War III, and just like in the time of Moses going to the promised land, he set up Joshua and Caleb to lead the new generation to the promised land. We went through constant war with the fucking Hamites, constantly with the Edomites and other nations, various other nations that constantly came up against us. They constantly gathered together for war against us, man. Right now, they fight amongst each other, but shit, they still come up against us, man. They sharpen their tongue like a serpent. Adder poison is under their lips. Selah. It say, keep me from the hand of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent men who have purpose to overthrow my goings. And that's what they want to do. They want to overthrow our goings. They want to stop us from going to the promised land. They want to stop us from, they want to put a stronghold against our journey in this truth. They want to call us, they want to put us in a southern poverty law and say that we're a hate group. They want to throw a wrench, a monkey wrench, and trip us up. We must keep going. We must pray for the Lord to preserve us in our goings, man. You know, and that's what it is, man. And so I hope it was edifying. This is the Lord battles, man. The Lord going to preserve you from that evil man. All right. And with that, shalom.